Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Probably you are aware of those exchanges between Russia and Iran, weapons exchanges, which is the Iranians are providing the TARDs Russians with drones, and TARDs Russians are providing the genius Iranians with advanced military technology. Why? Because supposedly we find that the Ukrainians tell us this, and the Americans, no, the Americans, the British and the Israelis, these are the sources, they tell us that the Russians, I don't know, for whatever reason, they can't figure out how to build a drone, but they can send satellites in space and have missiles and all that somehow, and atomic energy and all that, and they give advanced technology with to Iran, but Iran, we're gonna sell them drones. Yeah, we can't build bicycles, but we send people to the moon. This is kind of like, hey, Iran, give us some bicycles. I'm exaggerating so you understand how stupid this sounds. Iran, you give us some bicycles because we can't figure out how to build it, but we're gonna give you some rockets that will take you to the moon, basically. And we're like, yeah, man, Americans, yes. And look at the Russians, man, yes. Which one is it? I mean, it's so impossible. And supposedly, again, based on this information from these intelligence services of the Jewish state and the Ukrainians and the British, they say that, Ukraine will be just hurt by this relationship between Iran and Russia, which I don't know if it's there or not. We find out that this kind of relationship, like exchange of weapons and drones. We have here an article where we find out that actually Russia is again about to give Iran some, I think, very expensive and advanced fighter jets. Let's see. And besides, we'll see if that's true or not. But even if it's true, it doesn't even prove that is like an exchange. I give you I don't know what kind of advanced airplane, but I get drones that cost $7,000 to make. That was in an article. The Iranian drones, I think, is between $7,000 and $11,000 to make a drone. And this, the media says that Russia to provide Iran with 24 fighter jets very soon. I can send you fighter jets, but I can't make drones somehow. Or I don't know, maybe they do like the Europeans do. And the Americans, they have other countries work for them. Like, see what I mean? Sweatshops and other things. And we give them what? Dollars that we print. That's a rocket right there. So this article comes from Kiev Independent. Media, Russia to provide Iran with 24 fighter jets very soon. Again, very soon could be how should I put it? It depends on the number. Now, if we talk about 70 years, what could be very soon? 5 years? 10 years? Now, if you look at, I don't know, a time limit of about 10 years or 2 years, what's very soon? Maybe a month, a few weeks. So what's the relation here? What's the, proportion? What are we talking very soon? They like when they talk like that, very soon. You either know it or you don't know it. Or those guys are making the deal and say, hey, Ivan, can you give us some airplane? Yeah, we're going to give you, man. We don't touch base with you later. Is that how do you think these guys talk? They meet or they talk over the whatever conferences they have, and they talk exactly. How many, what's the price, what's the delivery, they're not at that point yet, but they know they're going to be 24 fighter jets. So if are already to that detail, I think these guys should know more than that. I'm not saying the Russians will not provide them with jets, or with 24 or 50 or 3,000. I don't really care about that one. It's just how these guys make something like, they're going to provide them with this and that. We don't know yet when, but they might. Oh, fuck off with the might thing. I might be flying tomorrow. You know what I mean? So Russia will supply 24, listen to this, what kind of fighter jets they send. Su-35 fighter jets very soon to Iran. Some people say, well, what's the Sukhoi 35? I think it's the flanker. What's the Sukhoi 35 flanker fighter jet? There's nothing. That's a rusty piece of shit. I've been told by some fellow Americans about the Russians' planes. But when they go and go to this, how do you call them, shows, the air shows, and something like this shows up, everybody's, oh, you are. But then, oh no, this piece of shit, don't worry about them. So very soon, so Russia will supply 24 Su-35 fighter jets very soon to Iran, whose air force is lacking high-quality military aircraft. Israeli television channel I-24 News reported, citing unnamed Western intelligence sources. Oh, fuck. So the Israeli, who are very trustworthy in any way, I'm talking about their military and by the mass media. And besides, I think the Israeli mass media is more truthful than the American, just so you know. I'm reading that. And I've been paying attention to their media for some time. They are more blunt about certain things. But the problem is they get the information from unnamed source of the American intelligence. Poof! Already I lost interest. Why? Because those guys invaded some countries to find some weapons of mass destruction. At least one. Remember one? That's called Iraq. Did they find it? Nope. So that's a Israeli television channel report citing unnamed Western intelligence sources. Okay, yeah. The report said the Russians were looking for buyers for the unsold surplus. And it looks like Tehran will be getting those planes very soon. Can you make me understand this? So the Russians have a surplus of weapons now, of airplanes. Aren't they like in a shortage? Aren't they buying Iranian drones and now they ask for cruise missiles from Iran because they don't have them anymore? But somehow they have a surplus of airplanes, fighter jets. How is that kind of like possible? You say, well, let me tell you how. Because they didn't use too many airplanes and they were not shot down. Okay, well, how many missiles they used, how many missiles they had? You don't know. They don't know. But they tell you they ran out. Remember Ben Wallace, the intelligence services chief in Great Britain? He said yesterday, I made a video on that, he said, the Russians are incapable of conducting another massive missile attack on Ukraine. So that means Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Have a good life, right? Now, I-24 News reported that Iranian pilots are already being trained to fly Su-35 fighter jets. Neither Tehran nor Moscow has commented on the report. The report comes amid mounting evidence. Ooh, I want to see that evidence because when the Iranians asked you didn't provide it. I'm talking about probably, Ukraine. That Iran has supplied drones to Russia, helping it to launch targeted attacks on Ukraine's energy sites and kill scores of civilians. All that, what you read over there, was making, a little thing of those are evil, just civilians, and they're together. They must be punished as one. On December 19, Zelensky said Russia had recently received 250 new Shahid 136 drones from Tehran, and we believe that that's true because Zelensky said so. Good luck. Apart from drones, Moscow is also asking Tehran once again for surface-to-surface missiles as it struggles to maintain its weapon stock. The Associated Press reported on December 7, citing unnamed, again, US and UN officials. Oh my God, UN. I didn't know they had this kind of intelligence. Anyway, despite overwhelming evidence, like the weapons of mass destruction, remember? They had overwhelming evidence. You know how the evidence? It was, what's his name? General Powell, Colin Powell, drew some little wheels, a little thing, and put it there on the wall and showed the United Nations that those are the mobile, labs that Iraq had, biolabs. And we know where they are. They're everywhere. But we can show them where they are. We don't have a picture, actually. But let me draw another one for you. So it looks like this. Yeah, so again, these guys say they have mounting evidence. If I show up in court and I say, Sir, Your Honor, I have this mounting evidence about Gigi doing this to Mickey, what do you think the judge will say? Okay, can you provide the evidence? It's a mounting evidence. Oh, it's mounting? Okay, if it's mounting and it's overwhelming, that's true. No, he's gonna ask me, okay, tell me. Give me the day, give me the names, give me how you found it, blah, blah, blah. Get all that. Oh, I can't tell you, it's top secret. Then fuck off. That's no evidence then. I'm not gonna believe you, Emil. But somehow we are supposed to. So again, Associated Press report that's saying unnamed. Okay, despite overwhelming evidence, Iran has denied providing Russia with weapons since February 24th. But it's overwhelming. We all know the toddlers on the street, they have poems, recite poems about Tehran giving the Russians weapons and drones. That's, I mean, these guys in church, they have some sermons with all that information. We all know it is overwhelming everywhere. Even Shakespeare wrote about them. Jesus Christ. So this is news. This is news. Now, I don't deny that it's very possible that occurs, but with unnamed sources by this and that, and besides, like I give you a habitual liar as supporting evidence. So hey, you know what, Your Honor, O.J. Simpson gave me this information. But I would like to invite Mr. O.J. Simpson right here to be my key witness and key information provider. How do you want to call him? All right. Do you think this guy's going to accept that guy over there? For good reason? No. And I gave him like that. I picked on him just like that. I have many other names. Bring Biden the same way. You know what I mean? Or bring Lindsey Graham or other politician and say, I bring him here. He's got the key witness. He's going to tell us what kind of information he has. And he's going to say, well, I have overwhelming information. Believe me, because I'm a senator or because I'm this. So yeah, probably they do that. So what are you going to do about it? Attack Iran? Who's going to attack Iran? United States for Israel? Or together with Israel and the allies? Who do you think is itchy to go and fight 80 million people, which is Iran? Do you think the Europeans? I don't think so. Not even one-on-one. Take any European country. Sorry to say it, but due to the strategic position of Iran, I don't think that even Great Britain will take on Iran over there in their home. Okay? Let alone what, Germany or France, do you think they would have a chance against Iran unless they use nuclear weapons? I don't think so. So I don't think they want to have anything to do with Iran. And besides, for whom? For those guys over there? The Americans are good enough to be the bully boys. So anyway, you got both hands full with your balls holding them in Ukraine. So you have no more hands and no more balls. So you can't bring more. The neighbors. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.